guys? Hope you're having a spectacular day. My name's Camille, and guys, let's get down to the real deal. Today we are going to talk about toxic relationships. And this is a very important point that a lot of people, and actually everybody, has to deal with at some point because going in day-to-day life, you don't realize how many people are part of your life that really shouldn't be. And then there are some people who are part of your life who need to be part of your life, but you still need to kind of keep them, at an arm's length, at a distance, so that they don't mess with or impede the progress of your goals and dreams. And a lot of times what that means is you kind of have to take a personal inventory of your relationships. You got to look at where your relationships are with certain people, with how they relate to what you're trying to do, the things that they say, the things that they do, how they talk about themselves, how they talk about you, how they talk to you, and most importantly, how you feel about how they talk to you. And a lot of times what happens is, instead of doing that, we say, oh, well, I've known this person for this long, or this person's been part of my family for this long, or we've been this close, or he did this for me, or she's helped me through blah, 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 blah. And guys, what you gotta realize is that just because a relationship is toxic doesn't mean that there aren't good things to it. I realize that kind of sounds oxymoronic. It's a bit complicated, or at least it seems more complicated than it really is. The fact of the matter is, just because someone did something for you once, or even because they've done things for you more than once in the past, doesn't mean that it's a good relationship to have. There can be good things to happen, and then that ship has just sailed. The time has come and gone for those relationships to be at the forefront of your life. I mean, they're not the focus of things that are happening in your life anymore. For example, really close buddy of mine, recently, we've been friends since right after I got out of high school. I've known this man 10 years, actually, 10 years and some change. And he recently made me well aware of the fact that what he thought our relationship was and what our relationship actually was weren't the same thing. And as a result, I kind of had to distance myself from him because I realized that what he was bringing to the table for our relationship and what he wanted me to bring to the table for our relationship weren't going to help get me any closer to where I wanted to be. I mean, and this is a guy who, at one point in my life, held me while I cried over losing somebody close to me. I mean, he's backed me up financially more than once. Loaned me, $50 here, $100 there, things like that. I mean, he's even been so far as to offer me a place to stay more than once when I needed a place to stay. And just because this man was there for me in those times doesn't mean that I'm any less aware of the fact that our relationship was only meant to go so far. I'm very grateful for what he has done for me, and I'll always be grateful for it. I'm not ever going to discount the value of that relationship or the value of those acts when they happened. But the relationship has outlived its usefulness. And that's actually kind of bad wording on my part, but I've heard it said several times. Really, the best way to say it is people are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And there are some people who they come in, they're in your life for 2 or 3 weeks, they help you through this one thing, You help them through this one thing, and that's it. And that's all you ever need to see of each other. And there are people who are in your life for a lifetime. You know, there are people who, they come in and they just stay because you are constantly helping each other to grow. You're constantly helping each other through different trials and things like that. And a lot of us want all of our friends to be that friend, but it's not always like that. And what we're talking about now is the people who are in your life for a season. The reality is, sometimes the most toxic relationships are the ones that we try to hold on to, even though we know we shouldn't be. See, there was a season, and now that season's over. But guys, when fall is over, it's time for winter. When winter is over, it's time for spring. And when spring needs to happen and you're still holding on to winter, then that makes spring have to work harder to get there. And that slows down summer. And that slows down the following fall. You see what I'm saying? It gets to a point where you have to realize that as much as you love someone, the best way to love them is to love what they were and let it go. And guys, that's actually where we're going to end for today. Remember, if you like this video, you like what I had to say, please hit the thumbs up. You like what I'm doing on this channel, you want to see more, please subscribe. And remember, guys, my name's Camille. This has been The Real Deal. I'm hoping you feel me, and I'll see you next time you can chill. Thank you.